Right then, there's a lot of transfer news to get into, so strap yourselves in.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hey friends, what's poppin'? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you're doing well as always. I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel, where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my thoughts on it for whatever that's worth. And as always, more importantly, asking for yours today. The situation with Big Magic Mike Maignan. Chelsea, you want to pay absolutely nothing. Milan want probably what he's worth. So we're going to get into that. Wingers, bro. It's not just Jamie Gittins and Alejandro Garnacho. That was early doors briefing, and although Gittins is still probably quite likely, maybe he won't be the only winger signing. Because, of course, Sancho's gone. He said his Tatars, goodbyes. Mudryk might be banned. So maybe there's a space there for two wingers, especially... Although I'd quite like to keep Tyreek George, who knows, maybe there's a loan for him there. We're going to need Noni and Neto, and we're going to need two good options on the left. It's just that simple, mate. I know many of you go, oh, stick Jackson on the left, but I'm not entirely sure that will happen. So we're going to speak about two players that has been mentioned in the mainstream media after the likes of Alex Goldberg, who gets information himself, has spoken about, and that is Mohammed Kudus of West Ham, and he's a great player. We were all shocked when he went to West Ham. And Xavi Simons, who is very exciting indeed, one has to say. Guys, thank you so much as always for joining me. Strap yourselves in. The support here on the channel has been wonderful of late, and I do appreciate it. So thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Let's get into it. Right, this is funny. Romano tweets this: Chelsea and AC Milan are not close on the valuation for Mike Maignan. So we are in negotiations to sign the player. I think the player himself wants to come, play Champions League, play number one, and get away from what can only be described as a failing and dysfunctional Milan side. Milan want around 30 million euros, which is about, what's that, 24 million quid? Chelsea won't pay that. Chelsea value Mike Maignan as 10 million euros being out of contract in a year's time. Chelsea won't wait longer than Monday, as they're happy with 4 goalkeepers in their squad. This, let's hope, is a negotiation tactic briefing. Ben Jacobs wrote this on posted this on X as well. It remains the same. Milan want 20 to 25 million. I mean, 20 million for Mike Maignan. They wanted 80 2 seasons ago. Chelsea likely to offer less, but add-ons may prove important if the parties can get closer on financials. Maignan is an opportunistic target. And this is another briefing, almost certainly, but Chelsea also remain content with their existing keepers. They will still rank them during the Club World Cup and pre-season as planned. The real priority is still a left winger. More on that, of course, shortly in the video. Yeah, I do believe there is a case of opportunism here, because Chelsea as a club, as a sort of hierarchy, despite we know they love the Project 2030 and buying infants all around the gaff, they will add senior players in market opportunities. I don't care what you tell me, guys. This is a market opportunity, even at their valuation, because they'll alleviate themselves of their wages and make a few quid on a player that won't extend. And if he wants to come to Chelsea, we've really got them over a barrel, as it were. Now, we're offering 10 million euros. For context, guys, who works in pounds sterling, like I do, that is 8.4 million pounds. Chelsea want to pay 8.4 million pounds for France's number one, who's not even 30. I bet we do. Surely this is like a briefing, this is a starting point, and then we get over the line and end up paying 15 million quid for him, or something, like 20 million euros. Because that is still great, bro. Come on. Come on! They're basically looking at us and saying, can you just give us what you paid Brighton for Robert Sanchez? And it's Mike Maignan. Robert Sanchez isn't Spain's number one. Mike Maignan is France's number one. Rob Sanchez, bless him. And I'm not really into digging him out lately, because he was okay towards the end in terms of just booting it long and going, ah! But it's look how Mike Maignan plays football at the back. Look how he dribbles the ball and carries it out of the pressure. And he's just a big boy grown up. I want us to sign him. And even if Milan want 20 million quid, just give it to them. Let's crowdfund it. Everyone, all Chelsea fans, offer £1. The richer ones offer £3. We'll get there. Yeah, man, look, I still think that, you got people like Romano saying there's a 60% chance this gets done. I guess the player wants to come to Chelsea. But this public briefing of, we don't want a goalkeeper. We've got we do have loads. And I'm speculating this is a negotiation tactic from Chelsea because, look at all our goalkeepers, mate. We'll take him and we'll play him, we'll take him. But, we don't need him. We're looking elsewhere. But really, hopefully behind closed doors, they're going, we're going to get a belted deal here. I hope so. Still, we'll see what happens. It's very tough to believe the briefings, etc. of £8.4 million is a little bit insulting for big magic Mike Maignan. Now, I do think if we get him, we sell Rob Sanchez. We try and convince Georgi Petrovic to be the second choice goalkeeper in a Champions League season. That's what I'd like. Sanchez has already said, look, if I can't be first choice, I'm going. See you, mate. As far as I'm concerned. So we loan Philip Jorgensen to Strasbourg, or if Petrovic wants to go back there and play in Europe, reloan him, sell Jorgensen. But I think we'll make a loss on Jorgensen. So I'd loan Jorgensen to Strasbourg. I'd sell Rob Sanchez. If you can't convince Petrovic to be number 2, fine. You have big Mike Maignan as number 1, and Penders probably needs a loan, but I think the long-term planning here, because Mike Penders is so highly rated as a young goalkeeper and is a decade younger than Maignan, you're in a position where you can you essentially bridge him. Like when Mike Maignan's no longer Chelsea's number 1, Penders will be ready. A sort of Courtois to Czech situation, that would be ideal. Right. Let's carry on and talk about wingers. Mohammed Kudus has been spoken about a lot. This is kind of interesting to me because, of course, he's a left footer who likes to play predominantly on the right. Of course, he can play on the left, as you can see here, and it's an opportunistic signing. Also, sticking on Mohammed Kudus, one-to-one explorer. He's got his passing is pretty poor, but of course he's been playing for that West Ham side. Look at his heat maps, both sides, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's both sides. His advanced stats won't be good because it's not awful actually, because he's again been playing for that West Ham side by all accounts. I mean, his dribbles is good, his crossing's good, his non-penalty XG is not awful, but it's kind of almost like moot point looking at these particular stats because they've been such an abject side that were poor and then brought in Graham Potter that couldn't score goals. I mean, we as Chelsea fans remember the Graham Potter era. We scored with that plethora of Chelsea attacking talent. We mustered 38 goals in 38 games. A goal a game. And West Ham have been much worse than even his Chelsea. So you'd be very, very frustrated as a winger. Look, Mohammed Kudus is a streets player. All the, ball knowledge football fans love Kudus. I think it'll be very hard not to get excited about him. It would be more a profiling thing. This player can do this rather than look at his numbers of late because it's not really fair on him. He'd cost a lot of money though. Let me know what you think about Mohammed Kudus down below. Let's move on. All right, we're going to talk about Xavi Simons now, but I'm going to sip my coffee and pause the recording. Fraser Fletcher, 18 hours ago. Chelsea explore into race for 44 goals and assists. Bundesliga star. Bunda, baby. Chelsea are seriously... again... I've heard from different people that this is a serious consideration for Chelsea, for whatever that's worth. Chelsea are seriously considering making an approach for RB Leipzig, attacking midfielder Xavi Simons, as they look to make multiple statement signings, baby. There's your headline. Multiple. Team Talk understands. Well, Team Talk understands. Surely it's true. The 22-year-old Dutch attacking midfielder is emerging as one of the hottest prospects in the summer transfer window, with multiple Premier League clubs vying for his signature. Sources indicate that Chelsea are primed to launch a formal approach. for the RB Leipzig star, having recently reached out to his representatives to discuss a move. The Blues see Simons as a dynamic addition to their midfield, although we'll look at his profile in a moment. He's a right footer, basically, which is what we're looking at. Capable of unlocking defences with his creativity and flair. Tottenham are also in the race. I regrettably have to state that Tottenham, of course, are a Champions League club. Somehow. I can't wait until they play PSG in the Super Cup. My giddy aunt, they're going to get destroyed. Having made initial contact with Simons' camp in January. Okay, so the work's been done. However, oh no, this is Tottenham. However, Spurs are yet to advance their interest, potentially giving Chelsea an edge. Surely Chelsea are the more alluring team out of them and Tottenham. Arsenal are also long-time admirers who need a right footer to play on the left, don't they? And they've had on the radar, but they're yet to make a concrete move. Liverpool, meanwhile, have listed them as an option. Liverpool signing absolutely everyone else, so they're probably, fine. Simons, whose contract runs until 2027, is said to be enthusiastic about a Premier League move, but prioritises a club that can guarantee regular first-team football. Well, if he's happy and agrees to play on the left, it's there, bro. Mudrik's banned, Sancho's gone. We've been playing right wingers out of position there in Neto and Noni. It's there for you, bro. And I know many people. Tyreek George, if he stays at Chelsea, he'll get a chance in cups. He'll get a chance in the league phase with the Champions League. He'll probably get a chance in the Premier League as well. Or he might decide to go and play every day, every game on loan. But Chelsea are looking for a starter here, and Xavi Simons, of course, represents that. In his time at Leipzig, he's been productive but inconsistent, prompting the Bundesliga side to consider offers around £65 million. A figure that reflects his potential despite recent critiques of form. Everyone knows he's good. We've seen him play for common country. He's made 76 appearances for Leipzig, getting 21 goals and 23 assists. So he is a prolific scorer and creator. Yeah, what's that? That is 44 and 76. Comfortably more than a goal involvement every other game. Chelsea's interest aligns with the strategy of signing young players. Yada, 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 yada. Right, let's have a look at him then. So his transfer marked. He's an attacking midfielder that can play on either side. We'd be asking him to play here. On the left, as a right footer, we want a left-sided attacker who's right-footed. That's why he seems more appropriate than Kudus for me. 2 years left on his deal. It says 70 million euros here, which is obviously about 60 million quid, isn't it? Just under. I understand usually they want a bit more than that. So let's look at his X value. Here he is. Hey. Less of a one-to-one explorer, which is usually the profile we're looking at for Maresca. That's why Gittins would be a little bit more stylistically what Maresca wants in his play. And as you can see, the heat map here, that is a left-sided player, if ever I've seen one. But we'd probably see a bit more here as well. Like, Noni Madueke goes up here. You'd want to see a little bit more. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe there's an asymmetrical plan from Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca. Let's have a look here I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, at first glance, that is a strong polar chart. His non-penalty XG is passable. Passes into the final third, very good. Good dribbler. Possible good. Doesn't do cutbacks. Expected threats. He's not using passes. But I tell you what, his dribbling, expected threats from carries is maxed out. It's off the chain. Expected offensive value added, how he helps the attack generally, is off the chain. And expected assists is off the chain. XG per 90 is nearly a quarter of a goal. We'll try and get that up a little bit. Chance creation, very, very high. Progression, 1-2's closed, is top 1%. Looks like he's different gravy granules in a lot of ways. Very, very productive, good attacker. I think out of the two, because he's a right footer, he would make Chelsea fans think, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Surely, right? Don't call me Shirley. Yeah, I think so. It'd be very, very exciting. It's a headline-making friggin', whatchamacallit? Headline-making signing. So let me know what you think. Please do leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'll be very keen to learn them. And yeah, I'll be thank you for your continued support, liking and subscribing. Now you've made it to the end of the video, why not check out the second channel, Football Yannick, where there's also daily content, non-Chelsea content of course, but uploads every single day there. You can click the link in the description or just search Football Yannick and you will find it on the YouTube bar. Alright mate, take care of yourselves, see you very soon hopefully. Peace.